Following heavy floods that have ravaged KwaZulu-Natal and claimed more than 430 lives, some schools in the province have had to close down. 320,000 pupils have been affected. The Department of Education says 630 schools in total have been affected by the floods. Let's get the latest now on the situation. KwaZulu-Natal Department of Education spokesperson Muzi Mahlambi joining us. Muzi, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. Just a few days ago, when the Minister of Basic Education, Muzi, visited KwaZulu-Natal, she made a statement to the effect that as of today, or by today, Friday, most schools should have reopened. Have you achieved that? I mean, can you update us how many schools, in fact, were operating today?
Afternoon and afternoon to your listeners. We can indicate that every day we are having meetings in the evening to take stock of what will have transpired during the day. We are very much comfortable and pleased with the improvement in terms of attendance as from Tuesday, graduating into the stats that will have been collected this afternoon, today, where when we had a meeting yesterday, all districts indicated that they were operating above 90%. Obviously, even the schools that have a problem, the 630, there was some teaching and learning that was taking place, because when we say they were affected, it does not mean that the school was washed away. It could be maybe a block that is affected, so it was a matter of rearranging the utilization of the space within the premises. So we are quite happy with the manner in which things are developing. We are getting ourselves back to normal, as every day it's getting better and better. And we want to thank the commitment indicated by our schools, our educators, parents, learners themselves, to present themselves to the learning institutions. The situation is improving, and even the learners that are displaced, we know how many they are, where they are. And we are encouraged that some of them have heeded our call, and our schools are very much accommodative, that they allow learners, even if they are not wearing uniforms. Some extent, some of the learners are not necessarily learners of that particular school, but because it's a nearby school, that they can access. They just wake up and go to that particular school wearing a different uniform, in some cases wearing their own clothes from home. This is the directive that we gave to our educators and our school principals, and we want to thank them.
It sounds like a brilliant idea that they are being accommodated even if they don't belong to that school. But I just want some numbers. You said 90% of the districts are now operating normally today, or 90% of the 630 schools are now back? What does 90% exactly? And can you tell us in numbers? Because the last number we had was like 320,000 plus minus pupils in the province have been affected by these floods. Now, if things are improving every day, are they almost all back at school, 90% of them as of today?
Not all of them are back at school. When we said 630 schools were affected, we said that will have affected about 378,000 learners, which was the case on Tuesday when we opened. But because schools were creative in the manner in which they managed the situation, like I indicated in my introduction, to say it's only few schools, about 101 schools that could not be accessed due to roads and stuff like that.
So 500, 500, sorry, sir, we don't have much time, Muzi. 500 and something schools were operating today. Those 101 have not been able to be accessed because of the damage to roads. Can we say that 500 and odd schools were operating today?
Yes, we can say that, and even the 101 schools that cannot be accessed, you'll find that there is a part of the learners that are able to access, but those that have to cross are still having that difficulty, but which is being as we speak, yes.
Okay. The other issue that has come up, I mean, you've mentioned it, a good example of how schools are being creative and accommodating, even allowing pupils in the neighborhood to come to that school, even not wearing uniform, because they have lost clothing. They can go in their home clothes, so to speak. What about stationery? What about textbooks? What about other material, education material? Because some of the households lost everything and some pupils have got nothing. Are you assisting in that regard?
Before we opened on Tuesday, we already had an idea of how many of those learners that will be in need of such, and schools are being provided by the district offices with the surplus to provide these learners. The minister himself did assist with the distribution on Tuesday in one area of Intuzuma, where she visited one school which had such learners. So it's something that we are taking on board as one of the programs.
Okay, thank you very much for that comprehensive update. Muzi Mahlambi is, of course, speaking on behalf of the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Education Department, saying things are improving every day. They're helping in any way they can, and some schools have become very adaptable and agile, admitting pupils from the neighborhood, even if they don't belong to that school, and even if they're not wearing school uniforms. He says over 500 schools by today were sort of back to almost like 90% operations, and every day the situation is improving. Let's hope it continues to do so.